When you're passionate, everybody cheers you on. Oh, you found your passion? Awesome. Follow your passion. Live with passion. Be passionate. Chase your passion. When you're obsessed, they're like, why do you gotta be so crazy? Why can't you be satisfied? Why do you always gotta get things so perfect? Why do you spend so much time here? When you're obsessed, people think you're nuts. High performers are obsessed about the topic in which they're trying to learn, master, grow into. And if no one thinks you're crazy, you're not yet operating to the outer limits of your potential. You're not there yet. Because somebody in your life should say, you really care about this in a crazy way. And when you get there, you know you found your thing. It becomes necessary for us to excel in this. It's not a hope anymore. It's not a preference. It's a must. It becomes so necessary that it connects with our identity, that we feel it is necessary for me to deliver with excellence here because that is who I am. This topic, this thing I'm doing, I care about this, I want to master this. And when we hit that, game changer.
Every moment, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every fucking year, for as long as it fucking takes for you to get where you're going, you should be consumed with that path. You have to dedicate every breath, every ounce of energy, and every thought and effort that you possibly have in your heart to becoming what it is you want to be. You better learn to get really used to being uncomfortable. And if you could get used to being uncomfortable, your fucking limits are non-existent.
I think there are a lot of people that have dreams and aspirations of things that they always wanted to do, but it wasn't the right time, or they didn't have enough money, or they didn't have enough experience. It's never the right time. You're never gonna have the right experience. And all of a sudden you wake up and you're 70. And you're like, God, I wish I could have done it.
It's what you don't do that screws with you later on.
I get one shot at this life.
It takes courage to be successful. It is far easier not to be successful. Misery will always have company. Success breeds contempt. If you don't want to make waves, be mediocre. Be normal and fit in.
See, life is 10% what happens to you. It's 90% what you do about it. You get a setback. You get thrown off course. You lost your mama. That's dirt. But show me something that has grown into something beautiful that didn't have no dirt on it. You need dirt on you to develop these because dirt ain't just dirt. Dirt is fertilizer.
Fit in with everybody else. Dress like them, walk like them, act like them, eat like them, go where they go, think like they think, do what they do. And once you neutralize your uniqueness, you don't need courage. It takes courage to be different. It takes courage to go where you've never gone before. For some of you, it took courage to come to this conference. It takes courage to get you outside of the box. It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to win. People don't talk about people that don't win. If you win, they're going to talk about you.
It's like a magic of the night. These
Patience and engage in consistent action. See, everything does not always happen, ladies and gentlemen, when we want it to happen.
I don't accept that I am what I am and that is what I'm doomed to be. No, I don't accept that. I'm fighting. I'm always fighting. I'm struggling and I'm scrapping. And I'm kicking and clawing at those weaknesses to change them, to stop them. Some days I win. Some days I don't. But each and every day, I get back up and I move forward with my fists clenched toward the battle, toward the struggle. And I fight with everything I've got to overcome those weaknesses and those shortfalls and those flaws.
as I strive to be just a little bit better today than I was yesterday.
There's no longer any room for excuses. Excuses are tools of the incompetent, used to build bridges to nowhere and monuments of nothingness. Well, we've got no time for excuses. Nobody is going to give you anything that you have not earned. Nobody cares how tough your upbringing was. You have no college training. You were labeled educable, mentally retarded. You failed twice in school. They put you back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade, and you failed in the 8th grade. You've never worked for a major corporation, and you are going to become independently wealthy. Lie. They laugh. They're gonna laugh at you.
Did you see Power? Absolutely not. Did you see the Game of Thrones? Absolutely not. I'm trying to blow up. Many of you are not where you're supposed to be, not because you're not gifted. You have absolutely no discipline.
There are two kinds of people. There's the type of person who says, I'm going to wait till I feel like it before I do it. And then there's a person who says, I've got to do it so that I feel like it. One will never get anything done because they're still waiting to feel the moment to move. And the other person says, no, I need to move, and then I will begin to feel the moment.
Courage is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. It takes courage to act. Part of being hungry when you've been defeated, it takes courage to start over again. You have got to be relentless. You got to be the kind of person that you are fearless. You are unstoppable. The last chapter to your life has not been written yet, and it doesn't matter about what happened yesterday. You have something that you brought to the universe, and that if you decide that my life deserves my developing this what I do well, I grant you, you'll never ever be without. I grant you that your gifts will take you places that will literally amaze you.
What's gonna separate you is when it's beast time, when it's war time, you gotta get up and make it happen. I just need you to keep walking toward it. I don't need you thinking about it no more. You're doing too much thinking. You analyzing too much. You're talking yourself out of it. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. I tried and it didn't work. I just need you to keep moving. I need you to make up in your mind that the only way you can lose is if you quit. I will not give up. I will not give up. I will not give up. I will not be bought or sold. I work too hard. You can't just say you want it. It's cute to say it, but when it's showtime, when the sun comes out, when the sun comes up, you've got all the books, you've got all the tapes, you've got all the access. Now it's time to hunt. And what separates you from everybody else is that when it's time to hunt, you're ready to hunt.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So, he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning and calculating. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else, is useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. Most of us would have rather money than tangible wealth, and a great occasion is somehow spoiled for us unless photographed. And to read about it the next day in the newspaper is oddly more fun for us than the original event. This is a disaster. For as a result of confusing the real world of nature with mere science, we are destroying nature. We are so tied up in our minds that we've lost our senses. Time to wake up. What is reality? Obviously, no one can say because it isn't words. It isn't material, that's just an idea. I'm not trying to put you down. It's an expression of you as you are. One must live. We need to survive, to go on. We must go on.
Come on and love me. Come on and trust me. Come on and hold me like you do. 'Cause you've been heartbroken.
Alright guys, here we go. This is Season 1, Episode 4, Battletech. But first we're going to start with another apology. The sound is still crappy. My Yeti mic is still over there waiting for that extension cord. This lighting is still washed out. I'm still waiting for those ballast lights to get here from the mail. My board with all my effects still sitting right over there, waiting for a cable that is in the mail. So let's get this straight. This crap, this is straight garbage. My employee that I pay money to talk good things about can't say anything good about what's going on. That's not his fault. He's just brutally honest. He sees trash, he puts it in the trash can. That's a good employee, actually. So I just want to go out there and say these episodes will be done so well that this is not even a 1 out of 10 for quality. I will have clips, I will have us playing the video games, I will have people sitting here with us talking. I will have a TV screen here to get people in to talk. But right now, it's very bare bones. But we will do it day by day by day. But I'm just telling you, Season 1 is going to be rough. Please stick with me. Just know that I am working on it. I'm a one-man army right now. I got my wife, so she's kind of like my number 2, but she's like the medic. When I stub my toe, she helps me out. But when we shooting and out in the trench and stuff, we only got one. And so until that time, I'm going solo. Now let's get on to the bigger issue of Battletech. You know, so I woke up this morning like, okay, the episode is going to be about Battletech. Who the hell am I to think that I can talk about everything that's in the Battletech universe in one single podcast? I try to reach out to some other people who are always streaming MechWarrior. You know, I love MechWarrior, but I don't know everything about MechWarrior. It's a huge universe. I feel like it's like a Dune universe or a Warhammer universe. It's massive. So to sit here and be like, yeah, we're just going to cram everything into one dude talking about it is stupid. It's not realistic. But what we can talk about is the video games. We can get a nice little tight episode about the MechWarrior video games, at least my history with them, right? And I started with the Super Nintendo MechWarrior game. My old man had the Super Nintendo MechWarrior game. It's a pretty nifty game. I really still enjoy it. I mean, for a Super Nintendo game to have a first-person mech in the cockpit, and you were able to use the D-pad to move around, but then you held one of the buttons to move your cursor around so you can move the guns while keep moving, is actually really innovative for a MechWarrior game for Super Nintendo. After the MechWarrior Super Nintendo game, there is another Super Nintendo MechWarrior game called MechWarrior 3050. That game's trash. It's a top-down game, and you're in Mad Cat. I guess it's kind of cool because you can play 2-player. One player can control the legs while the other controls the torso and gun system. It's like a little too early for its time. I mean, that's the Halo system. That's the Warthog system, right? But it just wasn't a good game. It was just hard, unnecessarily. It was just hard by bad design, not hard by design. So that MechWarrior 3050 for Super Nintendo, that game was not good. Then my second personal experience with MechWarrior was MechWarrior 2 for the PlayStation 1. Now my old man bought the PlayStation 1 and bought MechWarrior 2, and he also bought a game called Brahma Force Assault on Belt Logger 9. I will have an episode dedicated to Brahma Force Assault on Belt Logger 9. That's not this episode, but that is one of the best mech games I've still played to date is BuildLogger 9, Brahma Force. We'll talk about that another time. But we did buy the MechWarrior 2, and I do remember playing it, and I remember loving it, but I was a kid. I had no conception that there was an actual MechWarrior 2 for computers, and I was playing a MechWarrior for the limb, right? For handicap. It was called the Arcade Edition. I didn't know what Arcade Edition meant. I didn't know Arcade Edition meant dumbed down edition. But for me, being a kid, it was a lot of fun. And that was MechWarrior 2. I played through that game so much, man. I love that game. And then MechWarrior 3 came out for the computer, and I didn't get to play that game because at the time, I don't think I had a computer during the MechWarrior 3 time. There was an expansion pack for MechWarrior 3, which was maybe Pirate Moon, I believe. Could be wrong on that one. In fact, I think we got the notes for that one. I think it's called Pirate's Moon. I didn't get to play any of 3, like I said. You guys see it? No. Then you have 4, MechWarrior 4 Vengeance. I bought MechWarrior 4 Vengeance because I did have a computer. Now I'm a kid. I remember installing MechWarrior 4 Vengeance, playing the game, it starting to chop out, lag, it wouldn't work. So as a kid, I thought it was bad installation. I would uninstall it, reinstall the game, try it out. Oh man, the intro is working, cool, everything's working, hit start game, it's smooth, and then as soon as the game started, it wasn't smooth, just dead in the water. Uninstall, reinstall. I remember doing that for days before realizing that it was the computer. Okay, it wasn't gonna work. So that was my experience with MechWarrior 4 Vengeance. My next real full term, I played this game start to finish MechWarrior was Mech Assault. Mech Assault did work on my computer. The first Mech Assault Gold I played. That game's awesome. Real-time strategy. Really, really good real-time strategy MechWarrior game. Mech Assault 2, super good. Real-time strategy MechWarrior game, both incredibly good. I played both of those from start to finish, and then I played MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries, and my computer could run it. I had a good enough computer, we were able to run it. I played that game, MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries, excellent game. Love that game. Okay, MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries right now is the peak of MechWarrior, at least in my mind. Hopefully MechWarrior 5 can dethrone that. Then we got Mech Assault. You've got Mech Assault for the Xbox. That game was badass. Who can forget good old-fashioned Mech Assault? I remember playing a lot of Xbox Live and kicking people's ass in some Mech Assault. A lot of people don't consider Mech Assault in the MechWarrior universe. They're like, Mech Assault is kind of like that J.J. Abrams Star Wars, Star Trek universe kind of thing. Like, it's not really real. It's pretty badass, I thought. I thought it was, especially Mech Assault 2. You're actually able to get out of your robot, crawl on a little ladder, and then fly around and jump on other enemy robots, hit this little mini game, and hack into their system, eject them from their robot, and steal their robot. That's cool. With a capital C. That's cool. I've heard you're able to do it in MechWarrior Living Legends, which is a game out on computer. I have not played that game. I have played a lot of MechWarrior Online, which is out on computer. Hundreds of hours. Played that game for a while. I think it's out 10 years. I've been playing that game for 10 years. I know there's a lot of people out there that have played a lot more MechWarrior Online than me, but I have played a lot of MechWarrior Online, and that is a good game. I really enjoy MechWarrior Online. It's over the years, it has gotten very tight. There is a MechWarrior game for Game Boy called Phantom Charge. Phantom something. I think it might be Phantom Charge though. There is a MechWarrior for Game Boy DS. I did not get to play the MechWarrior for Game Boy DS. Let's see, are there any other MechWarrior games that I am missing? And then there's MechWarrior 5, which is the MechWarrior I'm actually playing right now over here. Playing it, Let me tell you what, it's actually cool. I was thinking it wouldn't be that cool, and I, as a fan, when I go into things that I'm truly a fan of, I usually have a critical eye. I usually am way more critical. You think that a fan would be way more lenient towards the brand. They just want anything in the brand. As a fan, anything in the brand is okay because they're a fan. But most real fans have a critical eye, and if you do anything wrong that isn't along the brand, you can alienate the fan. I'm kind of in that boat. Sometimes you can really mess some things up. If it's not broke, don't fix it. This MechWarrior I'm playing over here is on point right now. I've only been playing it for maybe about 3, 4, maybe 5 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. It's pretty good. So we're going to keep playing on that. Guys, again, I wanted to make this just a really short episode because Battletech is just too large. There's cartoons. There's no movies. I mean, there is no movies. There is no MechWarrior or Battletech movies. I guess Robo Jocks and Robot Wars, I mean, those are just robot movies. So there is no MechWarrior or Battletech movies, but there are cartoons, there are books, there are comics, there are video games, there are board games, there are die-cast toys, there are the Battletech original toys that we all had as kids. You put little missiles in there and hit the backside and it launches out. Those things are all sweet. And I just can't give the respect that Battletech really deserves without someone else here to help me out with this. Some clips to show you guys, like some clips or something, right? So I just wanted to make this really short. We're just going to talk about the MechWarrior games. Right now, MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries is the best. We're playing MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries over here. We're going to see if it's any better. You guys like real-time strategy? Oh, that's the one we missed. We missed the Battletech game that just came out. Battletech, the real-time strategy game. Let's talk about that. I really like that game. Here's that fan side of you. I don't really like the Battletech game. I love MechWarrior. I love real-time strategies. Why the hell are you saying that you don't like this game? Because the game itself isn't designed well. And when I say that, there's nothing in that game that would ever influence me to play a mission differently. The entire game is based around getting bigger robots. And when you get bigger robots, there's never, ever, ever a reason to use any other robot in your inventory ever again. Ever. There's never a mission, there's never anything that is ever different that you don't need to just take your 4 biggest robots in. And I just feel that had there been some mission design where they're like, yeah, you don't want it. You want small, light ones. You want ones that can stay under the radar. You want some stealth missions. Just some different types of missions. Now, I haven't played any of the DLCs, but I hear they're all trash. The only reason I haven't played them is they all have like a 40 to 50% rating on Steam. And I'm not about to spend a lot of money on something that is universally acclaimed that's not very good, which is kind of like the quality of the show, right? But as a fan, I'm sticking with the MechWarrior. Hopefully they can change that out, but that's the MechWarrior spiel. I'm actually gonna go do some stream. Oh yeah, what were the codes from the last show and the one for today? Codes for today, guys, is Dreadnought. The code for today's show is Dreadnought. And because Stoner Stan asked so politely, yesterday's code is Crossfield. Crossfield is yesterday, and today's is Dreadnought. So, again, this is going to be a short episode because I have all of that stuff in the mail, and honestly, I feel disgusted not being able to give you guys just better quality. Especially when my autistic employee is saying, yo, dude, what you're doing right now is just not quality. You gotta up the game. That's easy to do. I just need the stuff that's in the mail to get to the mailbox. So then I can hook up the equipment, and when with the equipment, I put the time into the clips, everything falls into place. And if you live in Las Vegas and you want to talk about video games and help me out every goddamn night and build something, holler at your boy. But other than that, you guys have a good night. Tomorrow we're talking Dino Crisis. That is an easy episode. 3 games. 4 if you include the first-person shooter for PlayStation 1, which we will. We're going to talk about Dino Crisis. Tomorrow's episode is Dino Crisis. I will get some good content for that, some clips. But Battletech deserves more. There's a reason I'm not doing Final Fantasy. There's a reason, like I told Stoner Sandy earlier, I'm not doing Resident Evil right now. There's games like that, Dragon Quest, Warhammer. There's so many games that have such a huge history and universe that it would just be such a disrespect for me to just cram it into 45 minutes. And it was disrespectful for me to think that on episode 4, without all of my equipment, I could muster that. So accept my apology. We did speak about the Battletech video games, and going forward, keep it a little bit more focused. Let's gonna go and do Dino Crisis tomorrow. Talk about Dino Crisis 1, 2, 3, and I feel like it was called Dino Crisis Dead Aim, but that might have been the Resident Evil one. But there is a light gun game I had for the PlayStation 1 that we will talk about. So anyways, guys, thank you for joining. We're going to play MechWarrior 5 tonight. I will be right back with you in about 10 minutes to play some MechWarrior 5. Talk to you guys soon.